Okay, so we're all recording. Okay, so hi Adam. Today we're going to have a drive. You've had about 50, 60 hours now, at least.
Yeah.
At least you're pretty good. You're ready for your test. I'd say you're pretty much ready for your test. We've just got a couple of little subjects to tidy up on: Bay Park and parking the road. No, not parking the road. We've done parking the road, haven't we?
Yeah.
Possibly we could have a look at emergency stop again, and Bay Park. But other than just tidying up on those subjects, you're pretty much ready for your test. So I feel that today we can have a look at some more advanced subjects, some more advanced driving techniques and driving sort of thinking that we can talk about and get you to think about as well as you're driving. So what we're going to do today is we're going to drive on some fast roads. We're going to drive on some dual carriageways with some roundabouts, and these roundabouts are going to have 2 lanes on approach and 2 lanes coming off the roundabouts. So we can talk about a bit of discipline on those, and some of them are going to have paint on the road as well. We're going to have paint on the road. We're going to have arrows, directional lane discipline arrows on the road as well, which are slightly contrary to what we usually do at a normal roundabout. But when we come to them, we can talk about those as well, and we can talk about what we're going to do. But basically, or mainly, what we're going to be looking at will be making progress, overtaking, because there probably will be chances for overtaking. You've done some overtaking before, but we'll just want to consolidate the overtaking and go through the routine for overtaking safely. Making progress and defensive and eco-style driving, which we'd probably get a chance to do on the faster roads as well. Okay, so I'll just ask you a couple of questions on those subjects. So we won't talk about the overtaking much because we just want to consolidate on that. We've done that before. We know the routine, but we can talk about that I can talk you through that if we need to. I'm more interested in how to recognise an overtaking situation and how to recognise that it's safe to take an overtaking situation. But we'll do those if we see them. But do you know what we mean by progress?
Not going too slow on a road, trying to keep to the speed limit as much as possible, not going over the speed limit, but keeping to it.
Yes. So
it's 30 to a 30 instead of doing 20.
Yes.
It's safe to do so.
Yes, yes. Okay, yeah, good. Yeah, these will be faster roads. So we'll be on a dual carriageway, which will have a national speed limit. Do you know what the speed limit for
70.
That? That's right, good, yes. If it was a single carriageway...
60.
Good, okay, good, well done, yes. And what's going to limit your speed then? Could you name something that would limit your speed below the speed limit, where you'd have to go below
Other vehicles.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, I just wanted one option. There are several others, but yeah, that's okay. Okay, and then also we'll look at defensive driving and eco-driving. Those could be subjects that you haven't really heard of before, haven't been introduced before, we haven't talked about them much before. Eco-driving we have. Do you know what eco-driving is?
Being economical on the fuel. So using less fuel than you would have to normally. Like going from 3rd to 5th.
Yes.
Saves you using higher revs in 4th.
That's right. Yes, it takes out a step, doesn't it, in the gears, going up the gears. That's right. Yes. Yep. Anything else?
Braking earlier and
yes,
letting the car slow down gradually so that you're not braking and then having to start up again.
Good. Yes, that's right. Yeah. Yes, because if you braking hard at the last minute, you've had to use more fuel to keep that fast speed going until the last minute, and then you're wasting all that energy, all that movement energy, or momentum we call it, in the brakes. You're having to get rid of all that energy, and then you've got to reapply all that energy again once you go to accelerate again, which is basically fuel. Your energy is your fuel, so you're using fuel. There's also the other side of eco-driving, which is the environment, is also producing less emissions. Also,
making sure your car's properly serviced.
Yes.
Correct tyre pressure.
Correct, yes, and I was going to come on to that. Yes, the correct tyre pressure. How does that increase your fuel efficiency?
Because you've got less drag on the tyres because they're at the correct level.
That's right, yeah, good, well done. Good, well done. So, and the last subject would be defensive driving. maybe you haven't heard of that before, so I'll give you a brief description of that. Defensive driving is where we try to consider what other road users may be doing or may do in the near future in front of us or behind us, and we can take action if we need to, but we've always got it in our mind because we've already thought about it. If it does happen, it isn't a surprise. But also it may mean letting someone come in front of us, slowing down slightly to let someone who's overtaking us come in front of us. It may mean, using our mirrors is defensive driving, because if we ever want to turn left or right, if we can see someone in our mirrors, then we may hold off, so we don't force them to move around in the road. That is part of defensive driving. But it's about, being considerate for other road users. We want to make sure there's no such thing as road rage. So if we have to overtake, we don't force our way into a space. We don't force our way into space. We wait till the space is there, and then we move out. It's a bit like priority in a meeting situation. We can't take priority, but we can give it. Yeah. So, and that's a defensive driving sort of attitude. Yeah. So we'll talk about that as well as we go around. So any questions or thoughts?
Not really.
Okay, so we've got the passenger in the back today, and you've never been out with another passenger before, and I think we have once actually with your mum, but she was quite small. We've got another passenger in the back today. So what other considerations do you think there could be with having more people in the car?
Car's heavier.
Yeah. How would that affect your driving, do you think?
You have to brake earlier and more gentle, so that you're not. Because if you brake hard, it puts more pressure on the car.
Yeah.
And you'll go further.
Yes.
Because there's more weight in the car.
That's it. That's right. Yeah, it's more weight on the car. That's right. So you need stronger braking, but we don't brake stronger, do we?
No, we brake gentler and earlier.
And that's right. We can brake earlier. Good. Yes. Again, because that won't then surprise people behind, and also it's wear and tear on your brakes, wear and tear on your car as well. Okay, so should we drive on and see how that goes? We're going to drive probably down to one of the main roundabouts. If there are any other faults that develop or occur, I should be able to deal with them. I'll be able to deal with them, and so the lesson plan may change slightly, but hopefully we'll be able to talk about the subjects we talked about. We've got a car right in front of us at the moment, so we'll just hang on a second. But if you just want to get set up. So we can get set up while that car's. I'd imagine that car's going to go by the time we're ready. So how do you know that your mirrors are set up correctly? How do you know your middle mirror is set up correctly?
You can see exactly between the bottom of the window and the top of the window.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah, good. Ever heard of the slight offside rule? What the offside position? What we tend to do is you do want to look out the back window, but you want to put a bit of an emphasis on the driver's side. So if anything, you might want to sort of look a bit more over to your side, because then you can just see, you can make sure that you can see fully out the back. We call that side the offside, or the driver's side, your driver's side, because do you know why that might be?
Because you can.
What happens on your side more than what will happen on your side?
Overtaking.
That's right, yeah. Cars are going to be on your side, and they're going to be going faster on your side. Okay, good. Okay, so, and your two side mirrors?
You can see half road, half sky, and a little bit of car.
Good. Okay, good. Yeah, well done. Sounds right. Yeah, we haven't got a good view behind us here, have we? But
no.
You got the theory right, and I know we did check them up, set them up earlier. Okay. Okay, so I'll just put my seatbelt on then, to make sure we're safe. And then the car's gone in front of us now, so we can carry on. I'll give directions. As I said, we will be going onto the dual carriageway. I'll give directions all the way. Good, nice observations there. They're talking about our anticipation. What could you anticipate happening around here?
Car coming around the corner.
Yeah, and how good is your vision?
Not very.
Good, yeah. So how could you make sure it was safe?
By going slower.
Yeah, that's right. That's the main reason. Good, well done. Okay, so we'll just wait for this. We can wait here, that's fine. Do you think it'd be worth waiting just a little bit further up, and why?
Because we're in a bit of a vulnerable place here.
That's it. That's good, yeah. We're in a slight blind spot, aren't we? There could be a car coming out from the side, or a motorcyclist. It could. So if we make ourselves a bit more visible, we've got plenty of space in front of us. We're not going to encroach on the person in front of us. We'll be able to wait for them. There's no problem with that. But we could wait here, say. That just makes us a bit more visible, doesn't it? Yeah. From people behind this wall. Good. Yeah, I think he lives inside the mirror. So we just let this driver come in. She's going to do a bay park. Could be a test. Oh no, I don't think it is a test. I think if it was a test, they wouldn't have come around the back. I know she came around the back as well. Okay, well, when you think it's safe, we'll carry on. What sort of signs are you looking for to make sure they're not going to pull out again? Or?
Opening the door. Oh.
Yeah. You can always check their wheels, see if her wheel's going forward. And there she goes, she does go forward a bit, doesn't she? Yeah. So if their wheels are moving, as or stay still, we try to give them plenty of space. Okay, that should be okay. I think she should be okay on the second one. So let's carry on for now. If not, we'll never get the route done. That should be fine. That should be fine. Yeah, that should be fine. You've shown that you're aware of the problem, and sometimes the examiners will say, "Oh, we need to get on with it. I know it's a problem, but we won't worry about that." And they do that sometimes.
Left or right?
We're going to go left at the end of right at the end of the road, please, Adam. Thanks. And then where are you going to stop on this one? Okay, so you've stopped over the giveaway line. Can you see that the giveaway line was actually further back? Why do you think they put it back there?
Because there's a pavement.
Yeah, that's right. Should we give way to pedestrians as well?
Yes.
That's right, yes. Okay. Okay, so it's very important that, because pedestrians have right of way, especially on a pavement. We're going to carry on then when you're clear. We probably won't get another opportunity to practice that, because I think that's the only place where they do have a giveaway line in front of the pavement. But
right.
We're going to go right at the traffic lights, please. Good, well done.
Can't stop. No,
okay, do you feel this is a safe enough speed?
Yeah.
Good, okay. Good, well done. Okay, and at the roundabout, we'll take the third exit, follow the signs to Brighton.
Okay.
Now, on approach, what lane do you think would be the best lane to take?
Middle.
The middle lane, good. And at the moment there's only two, but you're right, so I think you've been along here before. It does split into three, so we take the middle. And when do you think would be a best time to signal?
Out now.
Okay, yes. Good. So we did come a little bit over the middle of the white line there, did we? This is the second lane. What would be a problem, do you think, if you did drift between lanes on a roundabout?
Other cars.
Okay.
Being in the other lane.
Okay. Yeah. So do you think we have an opportunity here to overtake? We are on a 70 now.
Yes.
Okay. So don't overtake yet, because I just wanted to talk you through it. So you just check your middle mirror, see who's behind you. What's he doing?
Overtaking.
Check your side mirror. Is there a gap?
No.
Okay. So we just need to carry on at this speed, keeping good distance. Is there a gap now in your side mirror?
A bit of one, but
good. Okay, so let him carry on then. Carry on, keep him approaching. But we want to make sure the other consideration we need is, are we close? Are we far enough behind the car behind? Okay, so check your right mirror now. Does it have a big enough gap? Put a right signal on then. Okay, so that's right. Just hesitate there a second then. So there was a gap that opened up. Sometimes we have to.
Only a little gap that was.
It was, yeah. We have to jump straight in. So there's two things we need to think about, is the distance between us and the vehicle in front and the gap. So when you're happy where there's a gap, pop a signal on. It's always important we only put that signal on once the car is passing us, because if we put it on too early, he may suddenly brake because he thinks we're going to come out. Once we're on the outside lane, we just see who's behind us still, and it's important we make progress. So you mentioned the speed limit on this road. What hazards have we got ahead that could prevent our speed limit?
Junction.
The junction, that's what I'm thinking of, yeah. Usually when you have like a junction like this with a slip road coming off, there's going to be another one coming on. Can you see the sign where there's another one coming on? Okay, so if you want to come back in, just make sure there's nothing in that side mirror when you come back over. Good, well done. Now what could happen with this slip road coming on here? And what would you do if there was? So what could you do? We've passed it now, but what could you do?
Check the lanes.
That's right. Even if there's nothing coming, you can still check that right mirror, just in case, yeah. Okay, so do you think there's an opportunity to overtake along here?
No.
Why is that?
Because we're coming to a roundabout.
Well done. Yeah, we want to try and avoid overtaking at roundabouts. Although we've got a 2-lane approach to this roundabout, any situation where you think it may be beneficial to go into the right lane, even though we're going straight ahead?
And if this one was blocked and that one was clear,
Yeah.
and it was clear the other side.
Good. Yes. Yeah. So you had a very slow moving. Yes, please. Yeah. If you had a very slow moving lot of traffic in front of us. Good. Okay. Good. Nice speed there on approach. Actually, that's very good. Gives you time to plan. Important that we go when we can. A little bit of hesitation there. What do you think could happen if you hesitated too long?
It could cause a queue.
Yeah.
It then could cause an accident.
And how would the accident be caused?
By
Someone behind you could think that you're going. They could see that it's clear.
Yeah.
They could assume that you're just going to carry on, and they'll just start going blindly forward. It does happen sometimes, and then, especially with false starts. I know you're very good at not doing false starts, but the hesitation is the beginning of a false start. It's something we try to avoid. Good. Okay. Yes. Well done. So how could you tell whether it was safe to carry on as you approached the
if there was
roundabout?
a car coming round, either in the lane by us or going a U-turn.
Yes.
So if the car's going right round or 3/4 way round,
Yeah.
then you wouldn't be able to go because you'll cause an accident.
Yes. That's right. Yes. One other situation that could occur, you could have a blocker car, couldn't you?
Yeah.
You might be able to see that. I know on that roundabout there's quite a high grassy bank. It's a bit difficult to see over the roundabout. So how fast is this van going in front of us? Can you
67.
67. So do you think there will be an opportunity to overtake if we go up to 70? I'd say we should, yeah, because we're still closing on him. And we don't want to get too close to him. We want to keep that distance behind him. So check your middle mirror, check your right mirror. Does it look clear? Check your right mirror again. If it's still clear, we can move over to the right lane. It's important that we just do a double check in that right mirror, because we can't use that right mirror to judge distance, because it's a convex mirror. So it's important that we make progress and we don't go faster than the speed limit in the outside lane. So this orange car on the left, do you think it'd be safer? Are you planning to carry on past him? Make sure you keep your speed limit though, because we're on the outside lane. If we're on the overtaking lane, it's important we make progress. So what could happen with this white car, and how's it going to affect these cars in front of us?
Get put out and car could swerve.
Good. And how would that affect you?
Have to slow down.
Exactly, that's right, yeah. So we're coming towards a roundabout. Oh, tell me when you can see the signs for a roundabout. Okay, good, well done. So you're coming over to the left lane. I haven't given the directions yet, but you did the right thing, because we're going to go left, first exit this roundabout, please. Now, we haven't done these roundabouts before, so they may be a bit new to you, but what lane do you usually keep on a roundabout when you turn left? Left-hand lane. So your plan is to keep the left-hand lane. Looking at the road markings now, well done. Can you see any variation in that at all? Yeah, that's right, but what's the middle lane doing? Good, yeah, so it's a bit like that previous roundabout. Well done. Good, well done. There's less hesitation there on that one. That's good.
That time I knew the car was going straight off.
Yeah. But how did you know? How did you know that the car was going straight off?
Because it wasn't indicated to come round.
Yes. Well, you looked. You had a good look.
Yeah, the other one was indicated.
Each roundabout, every time we do a roundabout, there will be a different situation. But you're right. Yes. So this roundabout, we'll take the second exit, turning to the right. But again, tell me what lane on approach, and looking at the arrows on the road, what lane do you think would be the best lane to take? Okay, so I would have said no, we could keep the left lane there. If you look at the arrows on the road, both lanes, they go straight ahead. And we only take the right lane, so your signals cancel, but you'll go through your signals to come off. So the problem here is now we're in the outside lane, but you did the right thing, you stayed in the outside lane. No, that was the wrong thing.
Yeah.
No, you did the right thing, you stayed in the outside lane. You should have stayed in the outside lane because you came off, and then just used your sequence to come over because you didn't signal to come over into the left lane.
It was unclear and he was going to overtake, which is illegal.
Yeah. Well, it's illegal, but it's even more illegal if you try to stop him and he goes into the back of you by you coming over to the left lane. So at that last roundabout, we could have gone straight like the previous roundabout. It was a dual lane on approach, and we could have taken either lane. Now, if both lanes are free, we take the left-hand lane. That's right. Yeah, that's good. Well done. Okay. So looking ahead, what's the main hazard that you can see that could be affecting us ahead?
Pedestrian crossing.
Okay, probably more main than that, more important than that at this point.
Junction coming on.
Good. And coming off.
Yeah.
What's the problem with this junction here?
It's very enclosed.
That's right, yes. It's closed for the cars coming on. And tell me if you can see another one.
Junction.
Which side, left or right?
Right and left.
And right and left, good, well done. So, cars coming onto this road, what will they be doing when they join the road?
Going very slow.
Exactly, yes. And how's that going to affect you?
It could make you, if they come out right in front of you, it could make you swerve.
Yes, that's right, yes. So we need to prevent that situation from happening, don't we? Okay, so looking at this car ahead, do you think would you like to overtake him?
Yes.
Do you think it'd be better to overtake him?
Yes.
Okay. He is getting faster, isn't he? But so what we want to do is just match his speed, because actually he's getting away from us now, and he may well get up to 70. How can you judge that you're a safe distance behind the car in front?
2 second rule.
Could you demonstrate that to me?
Like, take the sign here.
Yeah.
Pass it. 1, 2.
Well done. Okay, yeah. Yes, 2 seconds, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, so at this stage we can judge what speed he's doing. What speed is he doing?
63.
Yeah, so he's a little bit slow, isn't he? So we could possibly overtake, but looking far ahead, what other signs can you see?
It goes into a single lane.
Good, well done. So, are you in the correct lane? You're joining a single lane. Good. Okay, so you're going to stay in the single lane. Yeah, I can stay on the left-hand side. All right. Where should we check before the lanes close?
Right hand.
Good. Why?
Because
what do some cars do? They try to do at the last minute. Yeah, that's right. They do. Yeah. And what speed limit will we now be in?
60.
Okay. Is the car in front doing 60? And have you still got a good gap? Good, well done, yeah. So why wouldn't you... So this car's going slower than 60 now. Why would you not want to overtake him on this?
It's only a single lane, and there's a lot of cars coming their way.
Yes.
And it's very...
Even if there was no cars coming towards us.
Because it was a double white line.
Good. Do you know what that means?
No overtaking at any time.
Almost. What it means is no crossing. You're not allowed to cross it.
Except in emergency.
Except in emergency, that's right, yeah. Yeah, this is the wording of the Highway Code. But effectively it's right, it means no overcrossing. Unless it's, there could be some situations where you could cross.
Now you're allowed to cross it.
Yes.
Because it's dashed.
Good, yes. But I'm thinking of something a little more immediate than the fact that there's lots of cars approaching that would stop us from overtaking.
Road blinds. Blind corners.
Blind corners, that's right, yes, that's right, yeah. And it's something we could talk about is, we won't yet, if we get onto the next bit of your carriageway, is distance we can see in front of us. But at the roundabout we're going to go third exit, the main road, follow the road straight on, 1, 2, 3, third exit.
To the right.
Now will you signal like this or not?
Yes.
Okay. Gear change there, good, yeah. Well done. Do you think you'll be waiting here for a while now? Or be able to go? Okay, you probably could have gone then, but that's fine. That's it, we're going to wait now, that's fine. Tell me when you think you may want to go.
Now.
Good, yeah. Good, well done.
First, second.
Well done.
Third.
Well done, yeah. And is it still clear? Because we've had to come over. We're going to be closing that gap quite a lot, aren't we? Good. Yeah, so the distance seemed to be clear. Do you know how far you can see up the road at the moment? I would say it was about 150 metres, maybe 100, about 100 metres maybe. So that's quite a long way. So would you think it'd be safe to do the speed limit at the moment?
Yes.
Yeah, good. Okay, so we're going to go right, second exit at this roundabout, the next roundabout I should say. There's only 2 exits on this roundabout. So is your distance closing towards you quite quickly now?
Yes.
Okay, good, yeah, so there could be anything around this corner, couldn't there? So you want to look now, you've got good vision, you want to look now, choose your gear, and you want to keep going if you can, yeah. That would prevent that hesitation, good. There's only 2 at this one, yes. Okay, so what could happen at these lights? Good, well done, yes, good. Okay, so use your ears, what can you hear? What can you that's it, good. So do you think you'll have to... So we could go a little bit further forward. Have you reached the end of the road? What do you think is going to happen? Do you think he may cross? Okay, so we just need to make sure that he doesn't, don't we? Because although the lights have gone green again...
He might run across.
If he did run across, what would you do?
Stop.
Yeah, or not even go in the first place. Yeah, that's right, just wait for him. I think he was with his friends. It looks like he was running with his friends then. So again, this hump in the hill, how can you prevent a hazard developing?
Going slower over it because it's very...
Okay, what would you do first though?
Mirrors.
That's it, yeah. That's centre mirror first. Always use that centre mirror, and that is our defensive driving because we're just preparing ourselves for any potential hazard that could develop. So that if there was a tractor that broke down just over the hill, we'd know how to slow down. If there was someone quite close behind us, we'd already be slowing down. And in fact, because there is limited vision over the hill, you'd be off the gas already. Okay, so we're going to follow the signs. So we've got this sign here. Do you know what that means? You're going to follow the signs to Worthing, but do you see that triangle sign with the speed limit? Do you know what that means? Do you think do you have to keep 25?
It's an advice.
Okay, so keep going. There's no give way here. Keep going. Yeah. I don't know if you've done that before, but
no.
Okay, so we'll look at that junction.
There isn't any give way.
There isn't. Yeah, we'll look at that junction.
The other lane had the give way.
That's right. Yeah, the paint's a bit thin, but
I didn't see that.
the paint has got worn a bit. But there are some clues you could look for to see that you're allowed to keep going. One of them would be the road sign on approach. So there were some direction signs on approach. But you're quite right. If you're not sure, then the best thing to do is to slow down. I wouldn't disagree with that at all. So if you'd just like to get your clearance again, show me how to do it. That's right. Good, well done. And what sort of opportunities are you looking for to overtake if you wanted to overtake? What sort of conditions are you looking for? Yes. Yeah. I'd also say not too much traffic in the right-hand lane.
Yeah.
If the traffic in the right-hand lane is going the same speed as your traffic, there's not going to be any advantage from overtaking because you'd still be going the same speed in the right-hand lane.
Yeah.
So you're looking for a clear distance ahead as well as a safe gap to move out into behind. If you are going slightly slow, you're caught behind a vehicle, a slow-moving vehicle, and there's traffic behind you, what could you anticipate the traffic behind you doing?
Overtaking.
Yeah. And do you think they're going to overtake you first? Yeah, they will, won't they? Do you know why that is?
Yeah, move from the back of the queue.
That's right. It does, you're right, yes. We have...
It decides to get funny and to...
Yeah. Sometimes people may give you the opportunity.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do. They give the opportunity because they can see that you're going slowly. They'll give the opportunity. But you must make sure it's safe. So here we've got a good example of a car waiting. Car waiting from a stationary position, going onto a 70 straight away. So that's always important. So again, what speed are you doing?
60.
Okay. Good. So this yellow car is overtaking. But you see the way he went behind the yellow van? Went right behind the yellow van, so he didn't actually gain much. The other problem with overtaking very slowly, i.e. your target car is only doing a couple of miles an hour slower, Can you think of any problems that you may have
People
by going
overtaking
fast
you.
very slowly?
Will it cause a queue behind us when it's going faster?
Yes.
Speed limit.
Yes. Yeah. Might encourage you to go faster than the speed limit. Yeah. I'm thinking of a different subject, or several different subjects. One is that you're going to be alongside him for quite a long time, so there's an issue of clearance. And that correct. That's right. You're going to be in his blind spot. He may forget that you're there. That's right. Good. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the next slip road on the left, and then we're going to go round the roundabouts and basically come back down the slip road on the other side, on the dual carriageway, and go back to Chichester. We're already halfway. Okay, so a little bit late there with your mirror signal, or with your signal. Do you know when it is a good idea to, or how we can judge when it's good? Do you know what a 300 metre yard mark?
It's marked free.
That's it. Yes.
3 slashes.
Good, well done. Good, well done. Okay, so we're going to go right at the end of this road, but tell me, do you think you could stop within distance to be clear here? What speed do you think would be an appropriate speed? I'd say no more. Okay, good, well done. We're going to go right at this roundabout. So again, so I had to prompt you there for the signal. But it's a good approach speed, although a little bit fast actually, a little bit fast on approach, especially when we couldn't see. Remember, that's the main thing that's going to slow us down, especially on a fast road, is how much we can see ahead. And I'm going to come off of this next thing. So at 70 miles an hour, it will take you 96 third exit, public signs around, or fourth exit rather. Good, well done. Good, well done. Good lane discipline, yeah. That's it. Slow, yeah. Got away with it there, well done. So again, where will you stay on this? This roundabout's got 2 lanes. Good, well done. It's still got 2 actually, yes. So when will you start to see things come over? And as you know, that green car hasn't come out. Yeah, good, well done. And you can also check in that right mirror again just before you start to pull over. Make sure your space is still there. Okay, so we're coming back onto the slip road. So you told me what the speed limit is on the slip road. Do we want to get back up to that speed before we join? Would be good, yes, good. So when are you going to put a signal? Okay, so again, it's another prompt for a signal there. Why is it important that we signal to come on? The road doesn't go anywhere, so they know that we're coming on.
Yeah.
But why do you think it would be important to signal?
Because it gives them people behind enough options to know what we're doing.
Yes, that's true. That's true. That's right. If you've got a car behind you on the slip road, it could be a dual slip road coming on. If you've indicated, he may think that you're coming over into the right-hand lane. Good, and also just re-emphasises the fact that you're coming onto the main road, and it just tells other road users on the main road that you've got a car coming on. So again, you told me about the clearance issue, but again, we're too close to the van in front. So I'd just like to show me your. It's safe to keep that clearance. So there's a good opportunity there. See the way he slowed down?
Yeah.
If we were really close behind him, what have we taken away from ourselves? He's turning off. What has he got to do before he turns off?
Brake.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. And if we've got no distance behind him, what's going to? Yeah, it's taken away our reaction time, isn't it? So that's that's the reason why we give ourselves at least 2 seconds. If it was wet on the road, do you know what the rule is then? We'd use
3 seconds, 4 seconds.
4 seconds, that's right, we'd double it, yeah. So again, on this van here as well, show me that you can see that we've got the 2 second rule. So are we making progress?
We're not making progress on him line.
Okay, so
He's doing just about 70.
Then we are making progress, yeah.
It is doing 70.
Good. If the target car in front that we might consider overtaking is doing less than, so can you see around the van? Can you see beyond the van? What's happening?
Brake lines.
Good. Well done. Yes. So and how busy? So what would be your first reaction? Good. Yes. How does it look behind? Does it look safe behind? Is there nice distant gaps? Have they given you nice gaps behind?
Not really.
Yeah. He's not too bad. He's getting closer, isn't he? But what could you do? Because you can't control the gap that the car behind gives you.
Get more gap in front.
Excellent. That's right. Yes. How would that benefit you and the car behind?
Brake earlier.
Yes.
Let them know that you're braking.
Good. That's right. That's right. Yes. In fact, and that is defensive driving as well. You've taken on the responsibility of making sure that he's driving badly, but you've taken on the responsibility to make sure that you're both safe. That's good. Yeah. Okay, so we'll follow the signs to Chillister. Tell me, good. So
He's not accelerating.
make sure he acts. Don't forget you've got these cars in front here. Yeah. So I know it's important to check that side mirror. That's all right. Yeah. But at these high speeds, your reaction times are even more important, and also your observations are more important. You need to be looking further ahead and planning further ahead as well. Yeah. What's wrong with the car in front? Something wrong with mechanically. Something wrong with the car in front.
Lights are out.
Yeah, one of his brake lights is gone, isn't it? Yeah. Good. Something we haven't talked about much is eco driving, and I noticed you did it then.
Yeah.
Went from 3rd to 5th. Good, well done. We may get a chance to have a look at that on the second leg of the dual carriageway, especially when coming from slower roads onto faster roads. We haven't done much slow roads to fast roads, so we can have a look at that as well. But eco driving is not about accelerating; it's also about slowing down, and like you said about the. So do you think you would signal on this bit of the road here? We're going straight ahead, aren't we? Okay, so well, it's a good point. It's an ambiguous point. That's good. Yeah. Usually, remember, we only signal not to confuse others, but to reinforce our intentions. It wouldn't have been wrong to signal then on the first bit. It was good to signal on the second bit because you could have gone either way, and by putting the left signal on, you've reinforced your intention. So there's nothing wrong with that, and probably the same rule would apply on the first bit as well. In that case, quite often other road users don't do it, but as long as we don't confuse other cars.
That's Ferrari.
So coming down this hill, what does the hill make you do?
Speed up.
Yes, it does. Yes. How could you sort of prevent that from happening, or
Lower gear.
how can you make sure that you're safer?
Feel the brake.
Yeah, maybe cover the brake. Good. Okay. Good. Well, I noticed you checked the mirrors there on approach to this roundabout, on this humpback bridge. But there could be queues of traffic in there. I mean, I'm just trying to think of some other examples, but there could be a queue of traffic from the roundabout going all the way back to the humpback bridge. If we go first exit here, so we could anticipate here happening. It's too late now, but we had a guy with a finger on the button on the pedestrian crossing there, so they could have changed. Good, nice, I like that. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so there's nice observation there on approach, so you can keep it
back same speed.
Yeah, same gear, same speed. Good, well done.
It's a very wide roundabout.
Yeah, it's nice. I like that roundabout. It's got good vision. It's just like a straight road, really. So looking ahead, actually, when we get around the corner, we have got another humpback bridge. So what could you anticipate, especially with the traffic sign on the left there as well?
Queuing.
Yeah, that's right, and you just can't quite see it. It's just literally over your field of vision. Second exit, yes, please follow signs to Chillister. Signalling? No, it's not. Okay. So a little bit late with your gear change there.
Yeah.
Do you know why that might have been?
Because I didn't know what he was going to do, and I was anticipating my gears around.
Yes.
Around him.
Okay, good. So if you don't know what's going to happen, what's the best thing to do?
Stop.
keep slowing down. Yeah, that's right. So that we plan to stop, but we can prepare to go. So we're always planning to stop if we're not sure, and it's not until you're 100% sure. And that rule does work all the time, really. Well done. Okay, good. Yes. Why do you think they would have put these double yellow lines or double white lines along this bit of road?
Because it's a very enclosed bit of road.
Yes, we've got this here.
You can't see much around the corners, and
yes,
like now you can't see, if you overtake it here, you can't see what's coming around that corner.
Yes.
Until you get around the corner.
Yes, that's right. Yes, but it's a national speed limit road, isn't it? So it could be potentially quite fast. It's quite a main road. They were trying to join those two dual carriageways up. Do you think this car come across? And what action you're going to take? I should have mentioned him a bit earlier there, but you did the right thing. You came off the gas. I felt that. But again, we could plan that a bit earlier. I should have mentioned him a bit earlier there. Because as soon as you see that potential hazard develop, we need to be taking action straight away, really. And he did what he shouldn't have done. He nipped in front of us, didn't he? Okay. He could have stalled. I mean, he could have tried to zip away, slipped off the clutch, stalled in the road. We would have had to have stopped. So again, it's about being able to stop within that distance, making sure it's clear. Okay, so we may have the opportunity to overtake along here. What can you see ahead of you?
Red car going.
So are we going at the speed limit? Are we approaching him? Yes. Okay, we are, aren't we? So we could have the opportunity to overtake. So go through your routine for overtaking. Okay, so there is a gap there. She was going a little bit slower than us. So the gap's gone now. Don't forget, we need to keep that clearance distance, though. Yeah. Okay, so now we've got some speed in reserve. Go through your routine. Good. Check your mirror again. Make sure it's still clear. We've got the hazard of the sun here, but we need to make progress, making sure we don't break the speed limit. What hazards have we got on the left here?
Sun, trees.
And there's another one just up here that is causing a great big blind spot. There's a lay-by in there that we can't actually see at all because of the sun and the hazard. So there could be a car pulling out just as we're overtaking and trying to pull back in. So it could have been advisable there to stay on the outside lane because you weren't quite sure what was there. Was there anyone directly behind us? No. So if there was no one behind us, it's not imperative that we come over straight away. So what's the problem with this junction here?
It's quite sunny.
Yeah, we can't see, can we? We could have cars crossing us, and we've got a slip road coming on, plus the blind spot. So again, you want to go through your normal hazard prevention routine there. And again on the left here, what kind of junctions are these?
Closed.
They're closed, aren't they? They're very limited view. How could we recognise a junction? Because there could be a junction behind this tree up ahead. What are we looking for that would tell us?
Signs that are telling you that there's a junction there.
Yeah.
And that
Yes.
there could be.
Yeah, we've got light heads. We've got an engineering work, so we know there's a sign. There's a pull out there, and it's a very slow one. Engineering works could be big lorries, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Big old lorry coming out here. You're coming down at 70. You've got no chance. I mean, I have come down here and got locked up in traffic because there's been an accident. We're going to go follow the signs to Chidester because there was a big lorry pulling out this junction. Cars come down here above 70, admittedly. Not that I'd expect you to go above. Everyone want you to go above 70, and there's no chance, and they can be fatal, and they are fatal. What's one of the dangerous situations you can get is a slow road onto a fast road. So here you can see the lane discipline on approach. So if you wanted, do you think you could go in the middle lane?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Do you think you'd go in the right lane?
No.
Okay, so it does actually say the 8 to 29, doesn't it? Good, you're right, that's right. So the arrows are still ahead. They're all saying ahead, except our one, which is left. But there's the numbers as well, the road numbers. So this is the A27. But the other one was the A29, wasn't it? Yeah. So the only difference you could tell between the lanes was between the road numbers.
Also the way that the arrows are pointing.
Yes. Well, in that case, though, we had two, didn't we? Actually, we've got both. We've got both roads on this one, A27 and A29.
Yeah.
This is, so remember that speed on approach. We're going too fast here. So go through your routine. But remember, it's a little bit early there because look at the arrows ahead on the road. Do we need to keep the right-hand lane? We don't need to keep the right-hand lane. So we're a little bit fast on approach still. So remember, when you think it's clear, keep going. So because what we're effectively doing on this roundabout is overtaking. So what you've done here is you've cut across a lane whilst coming off a roundabout. So you're doing two dangerous things at the same time. So cutting across a lane is dangerous. We have to do it, but it's dangerous. Coming off a roundabout is dangerous. If you're doing two dangerous things, you're doubling your chance of a hazard or doubling your chance of a potential problem. You're right.
Yeah.
So we try only to do one at a time.
Yeah.
So if you're coming onto a roundabout on the right-hand lane, you want to come off the roundabout on a right-hand lane because that takes away that hazard. But on that roundabout back there were both the arrows said straight ahead. So we could have stayed in the left-hand lane, and there wasn't any major advantage in going into the right-hand lane because there's only a couple of cars in front of us. So it would have been safer to stay in the left-hand lane. It's an unusual roundabout because you're going right the way around to the right, but you can still stay in the left-hand lane.
That's why I went into the right-hand lane.
Okay, but that's important about not. If it is a dual carriageway roundabout, you shouldn't, and that could be a fail point actually, is that you shouldn't change lanes coming off the roundabout. If it's a single lane roundabout and you have to just veer over to the left slightly, that's fine. But there was actually two marked lanes coming off the roundabout, so you want to stay in the right. If you're on the right-hand lane on the roundabout, you want to stay in the right-hand lane. Make sure you're well clear of the roundabout, and then check, and then come over. So you're doing it in two separate movements. Okay, so what do you think about these cars in front? Is he slowing you down?
A little bit.
Okay, and what's this car doing?
Overtaking.
Okay. So again, it's all about this clearance behind us. If we see a gap, we shouldn't hesitate, but what can you see behind you?
Motorbike.
Good, well done, yes. Is he going to be a bit more dangerous to you? Yeah, he is. Good, well done. Okay, so now looking ahead, so try not to concentrate too much, because if you're looking ahead, remember we need to be looking ahead, what can you see? What are you going to do about this car? What are you going to do about these cars? Keep going, because we have right of way. Okay, so if you're blocked, you did the right thing, well done. You did the right thing there. That's the right thing to do. If you're blocked, you just slow down, let them slot in. Ultimately, you do have the right of way, and if they have to stop, they should stop.
Yeah. If it was unsafe for him to stop the speed he was doing.
It was unsafe.
He was doing
You're right. Yes.
slip.
This is where our defensive driving. I mean, that was a type of defensive driving came in. You were thinking of him, thinking for him. Do you think we could have done that any better?
Could have moved over earlier.
Possibly could have planned a bit earlier, couldn't we? Yes. But we did have a lot of traffic coming on our right-hand side quite a lot of the time. Exactly. So I would say you did the right thing there. You did the right thing. Possibly could have slowed down a little bit earlier, a bit sooner, but just to buy yourself a bit more time. Okay, so we carry on. Second exit this roundabout. Tell me if you think it's okay. Good. So, yeah, good. Okay, there's a bit of hesitation there again. So important. As soon as we're happy, we should go straight away.
I was making sure the exit was clear, so I couldn't see because it was
well done. Okay. Okay, so we just have a quick. So have you got a good clear road ahead? Straight into fifth. I was going to suggest straight into fifth then, because we've got a good clear road ahead of us. There's no one behind us. There's no reason to. If you go up through the gears one at a time, what can that allow you to do a bit faster? Probably goes for about 50 minutes. So, okay, so well done, Helen. Well done, Adam. That was a very good lesson. Very intense in some ways. I'm trying not to force too much information on you, of course, and because I can't engage you too much because I want you to drive rather than talk, basically. So it's definitely, but it was definitely a very good lesson. But any thoughts or questions or possible queries that you might have that you wanted to mention, especially about that last drive? Anything you weren't sure of? So the lane discipline at some of those roundabouts was slightly different, wasn't it, from normal? So if you had two lanes on approach to the roundabout and you were turning right and both lanes said arrows straight ahead, or maybe the one on the left says left and ahead, Do you know what those arrows ahead mean exactly?
It's a dual lane off the roundabout as well. Well, it's
the one that we did was, yes, but what those arrows ahead mean is that you can carry on straight ahead onto the roundabout. Doesn't mean you must go straight over the roundabout and take the road off the roundabout. What it means is you don't have to change lane. You can carry on straight ahead in that lane. And if you looked at the road markings, it did actually have the A numbers for the roads as well, and it did give our A27 road. So what they were saying is that you can carry on in this lane and you will automatically join the A27. And both lanes gave that. Admittedly, the left lane gave it some other options as well, but both lanes gave that. So if there's no advantage in going into the right-hand lane, i.e. overtaking or slow-moving traffic or queuing traffic, then which is the best lane to take? Left lane, that's right, yeah, because we drive on the left, don't we, and it's safer on the left. And so because they've told us that we can stay in that lane, we just follow the lane round and we can come off in the left-hand lane. And like what I sort of mentioned was coming off, changing lanes in the middle of a dual lane roundabout. You've compounded your problems. Then you've got two dangerous manoeuvres that you're making at the same time, which basically doubles the danger of the manoeuvre. So it's coming off a roundabout, which is dangerous. Well, it's not dangerous, but it's more dangerous than normal driving, isn't it? And also changing lanes is a hazardous thing. So doing them both together at the same time, which is what you did basically, is even more dangerous. So the general rule we use is whenever you come up to, if you've got two lanes on approach on a roundabout and there's two lanes on the exit, you always exit on the same lane that you approached on. But you're right, we try not to overtake on junctions. Roundabouts are types of junctions, so we try not to overtake at junctions, but sometimes you have slow moving traffic, you can make more progress in the right hand lane. Anything else at all? I mean, do you prefer driving on the right hand side? I mean, I prefer driving on the right side. How do you feel about the overtaking?
Don't mind it.
Yeah. Did you feel safe?
Yeah.
Yes. Did you feel that you gave other road users plenty of warning that you were going to be overtaking them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I felt that's pretty much right. Yes. So just tell me your sequence for overtaking. Can you sort of briefly go through the sequence?
Well, you centre mirror the right mirror.
Yeah.
Signal.
Yeah. Yes.
And then centre mirror, right mirror, move.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, yes. You might also want to just gauge your speed, just to see what the speed of the car that you're going to be overtaking is, possibly before you start your sequence, actually. And also, what's the other important thing about approaching the car in front that you have to be aware of? As you're approaching him, what don't you want to do?
Take the gap away.
Yeah, you want to make sure you've still got that
2 seconds
gap. Yeah. So when, if we were doing 70, I know it might be quite difficult to work out, but if we were doing 70, when would you start to overtake him as you were approaching him? What sort of distance do you reckon it would be? A big distance, a middle distance, or a close distance?
Middle. I'd say about middle to far.
I'd say, yeah, that's right. Yeah, probably far. That's right, yeah. Similarly, and why could that be? What the advantages have you got of a far distance?
You got more time to let cars that are overtaking pass before you move out.
Yes. Okay. Well, yeah. You wouldn't be moving out if there were cars going past you, would you? You'd wait till there weren't any cars. But I was thinking more of how much you can see around the car, how much you can see down the road that you're going to go into. If you're right behind the car, you're going to be overtaking. He's blocking your view. You can't see past him. Whereas if you're further back, you can see past him better.
See more around him.
Yes, that's right. Yes, and also it gives you the opportunity to move out in a smoother fashion as well. If you're right behind the car in front, you're going to have to, do a sharp move to the right. That could startle him. That could startle you. You could lose control of the car through the steering. Could startle some cars behind. Whereas if you've got a nice, slow, smooth movement coming over from left lane to right, especially at fast speeds, it's always possible to lose. It's easier to lose control at fast speeds. It's quite. misleading when you are driving at fast speeds to get comfortable with the fast speed, but then not realise how dangerous it can be. It only takes one little mistake, and it can be fatal at 70 miles an hour. It definitely can be. You know, it's the most dangerous, probably one of the most dangerous things you'll ever do. You know, unless you become a rock climber or a deep sea diver. Driving at 70 is probably one of the most dangerous things you'll ever do. So it's important that we do get it right. Okay, well, I can't think of anything else at the moment, so unless you've got anything else to add.
Not really, no.
It's quite intense, but we'll stop it there then.